Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss one more important problem related to linked list. So in this problem we have to merge two sorted lists. So we have given the heads of the two sorted linked lists, list 1 and list 2, and we have to merge the two lists into one sorted list, and in the end we are going to return the head of the merged linked list. So in the example, as you can see, this is list 1, this is list 2, and this is the output. So without any delay, let's get started. So in the code, first we are going to create a dummy node to serve as the starting point of the merge list. This avoids the need to handle the special case of the first node separately. Okay, so here we have created one dummy node. After that, we are going to initialize a pointer cur1 to traverse the elements of the list 1. And now after that we are going to initialize a pointer cur2 to traverse the elements of list 2. After that we are going to initialize a pointer cur3 to build the merge list. It starts at the same position as the dummy node. Okay, now we are going to write the while loop which runs until either cur1 or cur2 becomes null. This ensures that the loop continues until we have traversed both input lists completely. Okay, so let's write while loop. Now inside the while loop, our code check whether the value at cur1 is smaller than or equal to the value at cur2, or if the cur2 is null. So this logic is used to determine which value should be added to the merge list next. Okay, so now write if condition, and now inside the if condition write cur3 dot next is equal to new list node and give the value of cur1. And now our cur3 will be cur3 dot next, and since we have added cur1 value into the merged list, so we are going to update cur1 as cur1 dot next. Okay, so if the condition in the first if statement is true, okay, so if the condition in the first if statement is true, a new node is created with the value of cur1. Okay, and we have added this value into the merged list, new dummy merged list that we have created. Okay, and the cur3 pointer is moved to the new node and cur1 is moved to the next node in the list 1. Okay, now in the same way we are going to write one more if condition. Okay, so write like this, else if now we are going to check whether cur2 is not equal to null, and cur1 is equal to null, or cur2 dot value is less than cur1 dot value. Okay, so if the condition in the second if statement is true, then we are again going to create a new node. Okay, so this time cur3 dot next is equal to new list node. Now we are going to add the value from list 2 this time. Okay, And now again we are going to update cur3 is equal to cur3 dot next. And now this time, as we have added the value of cur2, so we are going to update the cur pointer in list 2 as cur2 is equal to cur2 dot next. Okay, so if the condition in the second if statement is true, a new node is created with the value of cur2 and added to the merge list. The cur3 pointer is moved to the new node and cur2 is moved to the new node in list 2. Now at the end of each iteration, the loop continues by checking the next elements in the input list. So once the loop finishes, the merge list is complete starting from the next node of the dummy node. Therefore we are going to return in the end dummy.next. Okay, so this is a while loop. Okay, now in the end just return dummy.next. Now let's try to run this code. So all the test cases are passed. Let me submit it. So our code is accepted now. Okay, so now let me explain this code step by step with one example. So here so this is our list 1 and this is our list 2. Okay, and this is our output. Okay, so here first we are going to create one dummy node. So let's say I have created this dummy node 0. Okay, now list node cur1 is pointing to the head of list 1. So in the starting, this is our cur1 here, and list node cur2 is equal to list 2. So this is C2. Okay, and we point cur3 to this point cur3. Okay, so this is C3. Okay, so now after that we are checking in the while loop whether cur1 is not equal to null or cur2 is not equal to null. So in this way we are going to traverse each of the list until it finishes. So that's why we are writing over here. So inside the while loop we are going to check if cur1 is not equal to null. So this condition is true. Okay, then AND operation cur2 is equal to null. So cur2 is equal to null, so false, and cur1 dot value is less than equal to cur2 dot value. So just that's condition. This condition is true. Cur1 dot value is equal to cur2 dot value. So overall this condition is also true. So now this if condition is true, then we are going to update cur3 dot next as new list node cur1 dot value. So this is cur1 dot value 1. Okay, and we are adding it to cur3 dot next. So cur3 dot next is pointing to the this value. Okay, so now after that we are updating cur3 as cur3 dot next. So now as we have updated the cur3 as cur3 dot next, so this is our new C3. Okay, this is our new C3, and our C1 is also cur1 dot next. So now our C1 is this one. Okay, so delete it. Okay, so now we have added this one into the dummy list node. Okay, Now after that, again our cur1, this cur1 is not equal to null, true, and this cur2 is also not equal to null. So again this is the true case. Now again inside while loop we are going to check if condition. If cur1 is not equal to null, so that's true, and here cur1 dot value, that is 2, is less than equal to cur2 dot value, this value 1. So this is not true, so we are not going to execute this if statement, but we are going to execute this one now. Okay, since cur2 dot value is 1, cur2 dot value 1 is less than cur1 dot value is this 2 value, so 1 is less than 2, true. So now we are going to execute this if statement, and here cur3 dot next is points to the, that is c3 dot next points to the new list node cur2 dot value. So cur2 dot value is 1, so this one we are going to add here. Then here we are updating cur3 as cur3 dot next, so now our cur3 is this one. Okay, and cur2 is cur2 dot next, so now this value becomes c2. Okay, so in this way this element is added into the list. So now after that this is our new c1 and this is our new c2. So now again we are going to check in the while loop if cur1 is not equal to null or cur2 is not equal to null. So same way again we are going to check the elements. So now you can see here this c1 is 2, c2 is equal to 3. So now c1 is less than this c2, so now we are going to add this 2 into the lists. So same way we are going to add this 2 into the list now, and when we have added this 2, now our c1 is going to be this one, this, and our c3 is going to be this 2. Okay, so now again we are going to compare c1 and c2. So now this time this c2 is less than c1, so we are going to insert this 3. Okay, and now we are going to update this as c2, and we are going to update this as c3. Okay, now again we are going to compare c1 and c2. So in the first condition you can see cur1 dot value is less than or equal to cur2 dot value, then this statement is executed if both are same. So now if both are same, then this statement is executed. So here you can see cur3 dot next points to, so that this means this cur3 dot next points to new list node cur1 dot value. So cur1 dot value means 4, so this 4 comes here, this 4 comes here. So now after that cur3 is updated as cur3 dot next, so cancel it. So this is our new cur3. Okay, and here you can see cur1 is equal to cur1 dot next. So this cur1, now cur1 is this one, so this is a null value. Okay, so this time cur1 is null. After that 4 there is no element, so it points to null only. So now our cur1 is null. Okay, now again we are going to check whether cur1 is not equal to null. So yeah, cur1 is null this time, so this condition is false. Cur2 is not equal to null, yes, this is true. Cur2 is not equal to null, but cur1 is false, so this is a or condition. So that means in whole this statement is true. So we are going to check inside the if statement. So if cur1 is not equal to null, so no, we are not going to execute this statement because our cur1 is equal to null and there is an condition. So now we are going to check this. Cur2 is not equal to null, true. Cur1 is equal to null, true. Cur2 dot value is less than cur1 dot value, so we are not sure about this, so let's write it false. But since it is a true, any one condition is true here, so overall this result is true, so we are going to execute this block. So now cur3 dot next, that is c3 dot next, is equal to new list node cur2 dot value. So this time cur2 dot value is 4, cur2 dot value 4, and cur3 now update, we are going to update cur3 as this c3. Okay, cancel this one, and we are going to update cur2 as cur2.next. So now this time our c2 is this null value, some null value. Okay, so this is cur2 null. So now again in the while loop we see cur1 is not equal to null, so this is false. Cur2 is not equal to null, so this time this is also false. So our we are going to come out of this while loop, and in the end we are going to return dummy.next. So this is the starting point of dummy, so we are going to return the elements dummy.next. So from here we are going to return the result. So our output is 1 1 2 3 4 4. Okay, so I hope that you are able to understand this code. If you like this video, then please share and subscribe, and keep coding and keep practicing. Till then, bye bye. Thanks.